So in the last few hours, there's been breaking news that the former Australian Prime Minister Bob Hawke has passed away at the age of 89. So I just want to say a few things about this because Bob Hawke was one of the most remarkable Australian politicians, and I would argue one of the most certainly colourful world leaders in the 1980s. He served some 9 years as Prime Minister, 8 years, from 1983 to 1991, and he is Australia's third longest serving Prime Minister after Sir Robert Menzies and John Howard, and the longest serving Labour Prime Minister. Um, there's a lot of things to say about Bob Hawke, and I'm going to mention the two things that I'll particularly remember him for, although I was only a child at the time. But there are certain, I'm just going to read a bit of the Wikipedia article out, if you just bear with me a second. Um, he was an incredibly popular politician, and that's rare in any democratic country. Um, I think a big part of the fact is that very few public figures were as candid, as raw in their emotions as Bob Hawke was. So just reading off the Wikipedia article here. In 1983, he led his party to a general election landslide. He went on to further success in 1984, 1987, and 1990. The Hawke government created Medicare and Landcare, brokered the Prices and Incomes Accord, established APEC, floated the Australian dollar, deregulated the financial sector, introduced the Family Assistance Scheme, announced Advance Australia Fair as the official national anthem, initiated superannuation pension schemes for all workers, and oversaw passage of the Australia Act that removed all remaining jurisdiction by the United Kingdom from Australia. So you might think in Britain he was a controversial figure. Actually, even here, he was popular, and in Oxford, he's fondly remembered for setting a world record, apparently, for downing a pint. The famous, there's even a picture on the pub in Oxford where he done that. It was kind of a long, I forget what it's called, but it's kind of become a political urban legend. And that was something that he really played on. Um, he was unquestionably smart. I mean, I don't think he could become a leader of a nation for that long without having something. Um, and he was a remarkable man. I mean, one thing that really stands out for me after the Tiananmen Square crackdown in China in 1989, Bob Hawke, Bob Hawke openly wept, thinking about just how heinous and brutal the Chinese regime's actions were. They were widely condemned across the world by democracies, but I don't think any leader showed such raw emotion in response. And I think that's really a testament to the man. So Bob Hawke won't be forgotten. Remarkable man, remarkable Australian. Rest in peace, Bob Hawke.